Hey y'all, welcome back to another Get It All Done video. I want to apologize that I have not been posting much recently, but hopefully things are kind of gonna start to calm down a bit. I'm gonna say that and things are just gonna get worse. But this last week, things have kind of mellowed down a little bit. So we've been playing catch up, but here we are trying to get another video done. The first thing I am doing on this particular day is organizing my kids' puzzles. I love puzzles. My kids love to do puzzles, and I think they're a great tool, but like if the kids get into them, then there's just puzzle pieces everywhere, and I also don't like storing them on a shelf, because then if they get knocked, then the pieces fall out. And anyways, so we actually use these bags to store our board games. It's something very similar to this. I just, instead of stacking up all the boxes, I just store them in these little bags and I throw away the boxes, and I just have like a little label maker thing that I print out the name of the game and store the whole game in there. It literally cut down on the amount of space that my board games took up, like by a quarter. It didn't cut down a quarter. They take up like a quarter of the space now. It's amazing. And in card games, we actually haven't played a lot of games recently. I don't know why. I think just busy, but my husband and I used to sit there and play like Uno and Skippo and what's the other one? Phase 10. Just the two of us all the time. And even those, like the box, that's what I'm looking for. The box breaks down on those after time, especially if it's something that's frequently used. So honestly, I just store my card games with the little rule thing in one of these little pouches. I have a package. I had bought a package of the different sized ones and then a package of the bigger ones, because most of the board games require the larger packages, but the card games and like Farkle and a few of our other ones require less space. So we have a variety of sizes. I just keep them on hand, and I use them for various other little things around the house as well. Like we have a little pouch full of like the child safe plug-in things, little plastic pieces that you put in your outlets to keep your kids from sticking forks in there or something. So I have, I use them in other places as well, but we always keep them on hand just in case we get a new board game or now puzzles. So yeah, that is my current solution for puzzles. I put them in one of these Sterilite tote things. I am currently planning on, I have not yet, reorganizing for the second time recently, the closet in the kids' playroom. It's a really big closet, but like there's no shelving or anything, so everything's just like piled in there. And the stuff that we use most frequently we keep towards the front, but like if I needed to get something further back in there, I would literally have to like pull everything out. All the stuff would fall in. So anyways, I'm going to be doing that project at some point in the not too distant future. At which point I think these puzzles will go into a different type of bin, but it's what I had on hand. This was actually something that I had left over from my scrapbook decluttering, which I haven't shared with you yet. Hopefully that will be my next week's Get It All Done video. But yeah, I have some packages left over from decluttering various things, or packages, whatever, some totes, some boxes, some organizational things left over from some decluttering that I did, and I'm just reusing those for the time being. Then of course I have to do my dishes. I can't tell you why the dishes are so full right now. I don't know if it was, we had a late night the night before or what, but we got a pile of dishes, so I'm just trying to get a load of dishes into the dishwasher. I dishes all the time. It's one of those things, the never-ending story of dishes and the never-ending story of laundry. I usually am able to stay up on our dishes. It was like 4th of July weekend and we were busy. And then Monday I was home during the day, but we didn't have any dish detergent. I had run out. And so I had to wait until Tuesday evening to do any dishes. So there was like a mountain of dishes because I had made like potato salad and some cake and some whatnots to take to all the various family 4th of July things. Let me tell you, I literally need a vacation to recover from 4th of July weekend. Like, don't get me wrong, I love spending time with my family. I love getting to see them and hang out. I like, same thing with Cameron's family. But it is a lot whenever everybody wants to get together in the same dang weekend. Like, Saturday we got up and Cameron actually went to work. So it was just me and the boys first thing in the morning. I made some food. And then we went over to my uncle's house where my mom's family was getting together. There was like, here's a for instance. My mom is one of 9 siblings. And some of hers, she's the second youngest. She's not the youngest, but the second youngest. So she has some quite older siblings, and a couple of her siblings are deceased, but most of her siblings have kids. And a lot of those kids now have kids of their own. So like we go to a family gathering and it's like, I don't know, like 50 people or something. It's ridiculous. And mind you, I do enjoy getting to go, but there's that family gathering. And then we went to my husband's grandparents' house on Sunday, got up early and went and did that. And that one wasn't as large of a gathering, but still more people. And then the next day we didn't do as much, but we did go to my grandma's house for dinner and spent time with my dad's side of the family and more time being around people. And the introvert that I am, my husband and I were both like mentally exhausted on Monday. Like just, I could not do anything. And then Tuesday I had to get up and go to work after a full weekend of like being around people. And I had seriously the worst anxiety, and my kids were overstimulated from the weekend. So like they were cranky and difficult. It was like a whole, it was a nightmare. And I know like they were so cranky on Tuesday morning, and I took them to their babysitters, which is my sister's in-laws. They call them Gigi and Papa. And they're like a bonus set of grandparents, really. Like, we all live in the same very tiny town, population of like, I don't know, 60 or 70. So it's a small town. We all live within like my parents and my sister and her husband and my sister's in-laws and me. We all live within like less than 5 miles from each other. I mean, I think it takes me about 4 minutes to get from my house to my sister's house, about 3 minutes from my house to my parents' house, and from my house to my sister's in-laws. So anyways, we all live in this little tiny town. They're like bonus grandparents, and they call them Gigi and Papa. We're not actually related to them, but that is what we call them. My parents and Cameron's parents are both Grandma and Grandpa. Grandma and Grandpa Martin and Grandma and Grandpa Brockus. That's just what we like to call grandparents. So we're okay with them calling somebody who is not related to us Gigi and Papa. That's okay with me. Anyways, yeah, so I took them over there and they were just so cranky in the morning, and I warned Gigi, hey, just so you know, they're overstimulated, so be prepared. They're probably going to be super cranky, and it took us a couple days to get back on schedule and recuperate from the weekend. It was a whole process. I don't know what the moral of that story was. Oh, I need a weekend to recover from my weekend sometimes, especially on busy weekends where we're running around from every place you can imagine. So, let's talk about the weather. This is the Midwest where I live, and there are a lot of bodies of water around here, and there's a lot of humidity. And for the last 2 weeks, I would say, highs have been in the 90s. A couple of days they've been in the hundreds. The real feel has been above 100 for probably the full 2 weeks. And yeah, it is a bit roasty toasty around here. That dang humidity. But I will say, I would rather it be hot. I don't love the humidity, but I would rather it be hot than freezing. Like, I would rather be able to go outside and garden and swim in the pool and ride bikes or whatever outside in like hot weather than be trying to enjoy myself outside in cold weather and or be locked inside during the cold weather. Also, my husband and I both have seasonal depression, and that is a real struggle during the winter time. I apologize if you can hear my vacuum in the background. Floors have got to be cleaned somehow. I can't do two things at one time. I mean, I technically am doing two things at one time because my floor is getting cleaned and I am recording the audio for this video at the same time, but I'm not actually cleaning the floor. So, anyways, what was I saying? Something about it being hot. Oh, my husband and I own our own HVAC business. For those of you who do not know, that is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Yeah. It is. He's been busy, if you can't imagine. This is probably his busiest time of the year. There were 2 weeks where he worked over 80 hours, I would say. Last week, it was probably like, let's say he probably worked 60 hours. This week, yesterday he got home before I did. So, he's just trying to catch up on service calls. He has been busy. So, I have also been busy at home by myself with kids most of the time. So, that's been lots of fun. While I am folding laundry, I will go ahead and talk to you about my favorite clothing items. You will notice that several of my t-shirts are basically the same, just different colors. I have 3 black t-shirts, 1 grayish heathered color t-shirt, a camouflage t-shirt, and then I actually have 2 striped ones. One that is like white with black, little black pinstripes, and then one that's like white and black larger stripes. Both of those are already stained. I can't wear white clothes. It's a thing. I can't. There's always something spilled on my clothes. Coffee usually, but I also have 2 small kids, so their stuff gets on my clothes. I cannot own white clothes. It's not a thing. It's not a thing that I can do successfully. So, all of these t-shirts, the majority of my t-shirts that I own, that I wear on a regular basis, are Amazon basics. Dawn from the Minimal Mom was just talking about this in her last video. She was talking about her favorite Amazon items for her, I don't know, it's like Prime Day or something. And she's, all the YouTube people are like posting about Amazon items because apparently this is a big weekend for commissions. So or weekend. It's the week. This is a big week for commissions, I guess. Anyways, these t-shirts, which are probably not included in Prime Day. I don't know. I don't actually have Amazon Prime right now. Can't afford that. Anyways, these t-shirts that I have, these are my favorite t-shirts. And actually the camouflage one, I was dumb and went outside and put chemicals in the pool while wearing it, and the wind was blowing and some of it got on my shirt, so it's got little, like, what is that called, bleach spots on it. Yeah, but I like that shirt so much that I'm honestly contemplating ordering another one. I don't like V-neck t-shirts anymore. I don't know. I don't like it. I like the comfort of, maybe it's because I have kids now. I don't know, but like, I feel like they get pulled down or whatever, and then like all of my cleavage is hanging out. So I just prefer like a standard, I don't know what that's called, scoop neck, screw neck, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a fashion person. But I do like these just Amazon basic tees. I will link those down in the description if you guys are interested in checking them out. They fit true to size. I wear an extra large. I'd ordered an extra large. They fit perfectly. But they are so comfortable and they're so easy to wear. They come in different colors and patterns. You don't have to just wear black. I happen to be wearing a pink t-shirt on this day, but I frequently, we'll discuss this in my like closet declutter video, but like I have pared down my wardrobe to basically black, gray, or, you know, there's a few pieces that I have that are pops of color, but like my wardrobe's very boring. And you know what? I like it. I like it that way. I like that I can just go pick out clothes that I know I feel good in, I look good in, that are comfortable on me, that I feel comfortable wearing. I just prefer to wear those clothes. So you don't have to just order black. You can order like blue. I think they have some red and whatever. Anyways, I will link that down below. I'm also going to link these little pouches that I use for the board games and the puzzles. I'm going to link those down below as well. Probably not included in Prime Day, but I personally think they're great. They're not that expensive. They come in like a package of like 20, and they're like some dollar amount. And you're not supposed to say dollar amounts on whenever you're talking about Amazon products, because those prices fluctuate so frequently. But I love them wholeheartedly. I love them. I think they're great. So I'm going to link those down below. We always have them on hand just in case we get a new board game or whatever. So, also, I've switched all of my underwear to Amazon Basics. The athletic shorts that I just recently got, I had a pair that I got that were just like super, super cheap. I say that, a 3-pack. I don't even know what brand they were. They were like some Asian brand or something. And they fit well. They were a good introduction into bike shorts. But I just ordered a new pair, and they have pockets on the side, and they are fantastic. I have a very hard time with athletic shorts because I'm a plus size person, and my thighs touch. And so if I'm wearing athletic shorts, especially like the looser ones, my legs will rub together, and nobody likes chafing. So bike shorts are nice in that you can still wear shorts and still be comfortable, but like they're attached, like they're up against your body, so you're not going to get the same chafing effect that you might get if you're wearing like track shorts or some other kind of looser fitting short. Also, I get my socks on Amazon. They're like just basic no-show socks. And I keep long socks, some various long socks, but all of my short socks are the same. I do still have a few like flat socks, like the little almost pantyhose textured socks that are for flats, even though I don't own flats currently. I did go ahead and keep those, even though I probably should just go get rid of them. I should probably just go do that right now. I'm not going to. I'm going to finish recording the audio on this. But the little flat socks, I do have some of those. But for the most part, I have, I think, 20 pairs of these just plain black socks that, I don't know, they're like called Saucony or something. They're great. They're relatively inexpensive. They're all black. And you know what? You know what's great is don't even have to pair them. I can just put all my socks in one bin. And then all I have to do is reach in and grab 2 socks. And guess what? They're going to match. It's great. It's fantastic. I used to have like all these fun colors of socks and like Harry Potter socks and fancy different types of socks. And you know what? I like the simplicity of not having to fold or match my socks. I like the simplicity of just having all the same pairs of underwear. I like the simplicity of having all similar t-shirts that I know that fit. I don't have to think about what I'm wearing. The hardest decision I have to make is if we're going somewhere, how holey do I want my jeans? I have various holiness of jeans. Holiness? Various jeans of varying holiness. Because that's the word you should use to describe your jeans. Distressed. I have jeans of varying distressedness. And so, you know, depending on what we're going to do, am I going to wear my very, very holy, very distressed jeans, or am I going to wear my good old classic bootcut denim jeans? That's about the hardest decision I have to make when picking my clothes. I have a job. I have a full-time job. You want to know what I wear to my full-time job? I have 5 pairs of the same work pants. I just grab a pair and wear them. I say that. I have 4 pairs now because one pair, I'm pretty sure I was messing with pool chemicals. Shame on me. One of them has bleach stains on it. So is it a stain if it's bleach? Bleach spots, bleach things on it. So anyways, yeah, I will link my t-shirts, the underwear, the socks, the little pouchy things down below in the description, just in case you guys are interested. Those are all of some of my very favorite personal products that I use. Well, that was a lot of talking. Are you ready for some more? So my kids' playroom has been done and redone multiple times. Part of that is just my kids get older and they stop playing with some things, and so I put those things away. But also they have certain toys that they just really like to dump out. So I'm just trying to find a system that works really well. I've had these specific cube organizers, I guess. They're just like a mainstays brand, like the Walmart, little cheap Walmart ones. I think they were like, mind you, this was back in like 2019 that I bought these. I think they were like $30 for one little organizer. So back in 2019, I bought these little cube organizers, and we've been using them ever since. We actually have 3 of them. One of them is in the boys' bedroom, and that's where they have a shirt bin and a shorts bin and an underwear bin and a sock bin and a swimsuit bin and stuff like that. And then there's one underneath the TV right here that you can see on the left side of the screen, and then there's one that I'm sitting right in front of. We have toys, obviously, because we have kids. And I watch my children. I watch them to see what they're actually playing with. Things that they play with all the time. Cars and trucks. They play with those all the time. They really like their tools. So we have 2 different tool sets. We have a Melissa and Doug wooden tool set with a little wooden workbench thing. And then we also have a little plastic set that my sister got for the boys for their birthday. They also thoroughly enjoy their bug catching set, also courtesy of my sister, same sister. And this little tent thing that's back in the corner, they really enjoy that thing. That came with their bug catching kit and like a backpack and like a little safari hat, and the boys were trying to wear it and it was too big for them, so my husband actually ordered them their own safari hats. They're so dang cute. Oh, so precious. Anyways, yeah, so I'm just trying to organize their toys. There are some toys that they play really well with, but it has to be kind of like an organized play. So for instance, you're going to see me putting away their trains and train tracks. They love playing with their trains and train tracks. Like, I'm not getting rid of those because they love to play with them. However, it does happen fairly frequently, especially whenever other kids come over to our house, that the train tracks just end up dumped on the floor and not actually played with. So we kind of do a structured play with their trains. Like, I'll get them out and say, okay, let's play with trains, and we'll set up a really cool train track on the floor and just sit there and play with trains for a couple hours, and then we'll put them away. And we have a couple of things that we do that with, like Play-Doh and watercolors and crayons. Like, I don't want to keep crayons out and about, mostly because we have a 2-year-old that really likes to just take the crayons and throw them all over the house. And then our Luna dog likes to eat the crayons. So then there's little shards of crayons everywhere. And it's just a nightmare. So that's, for instance, something that we're putting back into the closet, but not getting rid of. We have 2 sets of blocks. We have just your standard Mega Blocks, which I think I bought the first set of Mega Blocks, and then my in-laws bought the boys a set of Mega Block type things, and my sister-in-laws bought them some like off-brand Mega Blocks, and my sister bought them like a dump truck full of Mega Blocks. Well, the dump trucks have both gone outside. They have a smaller dump truck and a larger dump truck, and they play with those outside. So it's not like we play with those with the Mega Blocks. We just play with the dump trucks and we play with the Mega Blocks. But also, we have a set of Leapfrog blocks, which you can build some pretty solid stuff with. They have very similar pieces to what Mega Blocks have, but then there's also extra things. And some of the blocks have pictures on them and numbers and letters, and you put them into the little toys. Like we have a crane and a train set, and you put the little blocks into the train set or the crane, and it tells you what the picture is or what the letter is or what color the block is. It's pretty cool. And towards the end of this video, that's going to be the last thing I'm stuck with. And it's really just, I can't decide what I'm going to do. Am I going to keep all of the blocks and just put a set back and pull those out? Or am I going to keep one set of the blocks? And initially I thought I was just going to keep the Mega Blocks, just because I think it was just like a personal preference. Like, that's what I played with. So I thought that they would like them better. But then they play with the little train for the Leapfrog stuff, so I was considering just keeping that. Anyways, I decided to get rid of the Mega Blocks because they had less to offer. And so then I ended up making a block bin that's just strictly blocks, and then block accessories, which would have like the block train and the crane, and there's like this little cart thing, and there's a few, like a platform that you can build on. So I put those items over in a separate bin called block accessories, and then I have a bin that is just blocks. And so far this system seems to be working okay. Occasionally, especially whenever other kids come over to our house, and I think part of it's just they want to see what there is. They want to see what toys we have. The toys end up dumped out on the ground. Our boys, for the most part, know that they can get out a bin, play with the toys in the bin, and then they have to put up the toys before they can get out something else. They also have a bin for stuffed animals. They have a bin for these little yarn ball things that my mother-in-law made them, which we play indoor dodgeball with. So got to keep those around. They have a bin of, this sounds so weird, but flashlights. Our kids love flashlights. They have flashlight tractors, flashlight animals, just regular flashlights. All the flashlights, that's a thing that kids enjoy. I don't know why, they just do. So they have flashlights. They have a bin of just animals, like farm animals and dinosaurs and like lions and tigers and a giraffe and elephants, like just an animal bin. They have a tool bin. They have a bin of these little, I don't know, they're like little tiny mini board books, and each page has like one word on it. So like Carter will sit down and like read the book. He'll literally be like, oh, this is a horse, and oh, this is a cow and a pig and a goat and a chicken and whatever. So we do keep those. I had contemplated getting rid of those, but it's really cute whenever he does that, even though he already knows what all the pictures are. But he enjoys doing that, and hopefully Forrest, sometimes he'll sit down and read it to Forrest. So we're keeping that. We have a bin of little tiny board books. We have an Explorer bin, which has we have some magnifying glasses, some binoculars, a backpack, the safari hat that came with the set. There are other safari hats that are hung up in our living room. Like a compass, like some other little bug catchy things. I'm trying to think what else we have. There's 12 bins and only 10 of them have things in them. So there are a bin of cars, a bin of, music bin. It's got like a tambourine and a xylophone and some maracas and all that good stuff. And then we have a miscellaneous bin, and that has like fidget spinners and the little poppets and some like weird hand puppet things, and like they have some balls that are in there, just like stuff that doesn't really fit into other categories. That stuff goes in this miscellaneous bin. Just because I don't want to have a bin for fidget spinners and fidget poppet things and the little, what are those the little tubes that you pull that make weird sounds? Fidget tubes, I don't know. Anyways, those types of things. I don't want to have a different bin for all of that stuff. So I just have one miscellaneous bin that just gets all of that stuff. And then I'm labeling everything so that the boys can learn the words for their toys. I did consider, I don't have a Cricut. It's on my wish list. Maybe they have something for sale on Amazon Prime and I can convince my mother to buy it for me, but I haven't looked yet. But I would like to get a Cricut. I'm not a good artist. I'm literally I'm the worst artist. It's not cute. I'm not good at art. I had considered drawing like the pictures, like drawing the picture of a car and drawing some kind of tool and drawing a flashlight. I probably could have drawn a flashlight. I probably could have drawn a hammer. They would not have been cute. They would not have been good. So I just wrote the words. And Carter knows the word for, like, he knows which one's cars and which one's tools. Those two I know for sure he knows. He has to learn the other words, but anyways, they're chalk labels, so you can write on them and erase them. I've seen people on YouTube, I've seen people use their Cricut, and then, like if you just use the temporary vinyl, you can put it on there, and then if you change what's in the bin, you just peel it off and make a new label for it. They're great. They can clip on to the front of the where the little handles are. They can clip onto the side of just about any bin. Like, they work on just about any bin. I do frequently use the little like chalkboard tags that you can get at the Dollar Tree, but I didn't think that would work well in here in this situation. So I've been using these little bin labels. I'm going to link those down in the description. They're on Amazon. They're very inexpensive and they are holding up great. The kids did take them off one of the first days that I put them on there, but then I explained to them, hey, these need to stay on your bins so that you know what goes into the bins. Also, it makes it a lot easier whenever, let's say my mom comes over and watches the boys. She knows exactly what goes into each bin, how the toys need to be divided, should the kids dump all the toys out, because usually whenever that happens, we have an extra kid, my nephew, who comes over to our house. And he likes to dump out the toys. Strictly, I really think it's just he wants to see what's in there. That's not his playroom. He doesn't know what's in there. So, anyways, yeah. Organized this playroom. We ended up getting rid of the Mega Blocks. We put back some toys to keep for more structured play. That's the same thing with puzzles. I've got those in a bin. Those go in the closet. They stay in there until I pull them out and say, hey, let's put together some puzzles. Or if Carter asks, can we play with puzzles? So that is our playroom organization for right now. Technically, I guess this was a little bit of decluttering. Like I said, I'll link the labels down below. I will also go ahead and link the cube shelves. And then these little bins are just from Target. And I try, you can't fit the Dollar Tree bin. I don't know. I have some Dollar Tree bins. They don't fit in here. Luckily, Target has these bins that do. I have Target bins all over my house. These plastic bins. I have actually this felt bin that's up on the table is also from Target, but these little plastic bins, I have them all over my house. That's where what my husband and I keep our underwear and socks and stuff in, just the bigger bins. And then we have these smaller bins and they're fantastic. 10 out of 10. I would recommend them for any organizing project that is in like a cube shelf or on a bookshelf. Something that you need a container for. I really like these. We have used the fabric cube organizer containers, and while I personally like the look of them, I don't think they're practical. They're not practical if you have children. They're not practical if you have animals that are going to get them dirty. They're not practical if you are going to be getting into them all the time. They're not practical. And so we ended up moving those elsewhere. We're still using them because they're still adequate storage bins. They're just not good for use. They're good for strictly being there and looking pretty and storing stuff that you're not going to access very frequently. But if you're accessing anything, I would just recommend getting the hard plastic bins. They just hold up better. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Like this video if you enjoyed Get It All Done with me. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know. How have you guys been doing? That's all I have for you today. I'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.